Come on up, you mob, come on. Rightio, what do we got for dinner today?
Feeding crocodiles is not easy work.
Good catch.
One wrong move and it's not the chicken that gets snapped.
Come on, right up here. Right up. There you go, big fella.
It's a daily ritual for Valerie Douglas.
I love them. I think they're amazing. Crocodiles are fantastic and they're beautifully designed.
The afternoon feeding remains the biggest drawcard at the Malcolm Douglas Crocodile Park. The 60-acre bush block on the outskirts of Broome is home to 3,000 reptiles.
Malcolm used to spend all his money on this place. Everything we ever earned went into this place. And I'd say, well, he wasn't interested in looking at the bank balances. I'd say, well, you know, it's getting a bit grim. He'd say, oh, I've got a great idea for another film.
Over 4 decades of filmmaking, Malcolm Douglas became a household name.
We bought an old Bolex off a guy. We didn't have a clue what we were doing. All we did, we went down to Kodak, we bought a roll of Kodachrome 2, we bought the old film, put it in, we ran it, oh yes, it was in focus, so away we went. That first film of mine, Across the Top, still holds a rating record for a documentary on Australian TV.
He and wife Valerie building a business spanning tourism, crocodile farming and more than 50 films.
I thought he was the most amazing person I'd ever met.
What was it about him?
He was basically very honest. He was basically genuine. What you saw was what he was. And he was totally immersed in animals and Australia and the bush.
Malcolm Douglas started out hunting crocodiles.
He always told the story of pulling up a big crocodile in the scope of his rifle one day and looking at the size of this animal. It was a 5 metre plus saltwater crocodile. And he was just about to pull the trigger and he didn't pull the trigger. And he said that was the moment that he realised that no longer could he do that.
Mark Jones shot 15 films with Malcolm. He still recalls the long, hot trips across the Kimberley.
This was on a shoot just out of Broome at Willie Creek. It makes me nostalgic because, you know, we did so many trips together.
One petrified sawfish. Poor bit pongy.
Then, 8 years ago, the adventures came to an end.
The grieving family of wildlife pioneer Malcolm Douglas has arrived in Broome a day after he was found dead, pinned between his car and a tree.
After decades of risk-taking, Malcolm Douglas died in a freakish car accident at his beloved crocodile park.
He threw it into what he thought was neutral. It went into first and it started to creep. And he tried to get back in to switch it off. And there was a small tree, very small tree there, and it took him. So
Very unlucky.
no, it was a farming accident. The police said, "Oh, that's a farming accident." We said, "Yeah, probably."
It was a bizarre way for a man like Malcolm to die. You always thought that he would die in the jaws of a crocodile or the jaws of a shark.
Valerie Douglas faced an enormous task. There were debts to deal with and thousands of crocodiles to feed.
I had to rely on Malcolm for energy and enthusiasm and his ability to get in and get things done. And suddenly that wasn't there anymore. That was the hard part.
This guy can get just like that.
Gradually, she's streamlined the business, refocusing on where it all began.
This is the hatchling shed. After they hatch, we bring them straight into these pens.
For the first time since Malcolm's death, crocodile farming has resumed.
Ooh, they're lively. You can tell they're very healthy. There you are. Now you hold that around the neck.
These baby crocs will end up as bags and belts.
I always enjoyed crocodile farming, but without Malcolm I didn't think I'd really feel that way, but I do.
Come on up.
And they're not just breeding crocodiles. This park is also a retirement home for animals so dangerous they have to be removed from the wild. Trapping a crocodile is no easy task.
1, 2, 3, go! Hey. And again.
Hey!
If the wilderness park wasn't there, a lot of the crocs that we capture would probably have to be euthanized. And, that's something that we don't want.
Now, this is a bit of a famous croc in here, isn't
It certainly is. This is the only crocodile we've ever had that actually hurt someone, put them in hospital. The chap was drunk and decided to go and have a swim with a crocodile, and it was in the middle of the night, so we didn't know anything about it until the next day.
They may seem strange companions for a widow, but for Valerie Douglas, each reptile is a reminder of the man who caught them.
I'm doing it for him and for my family and for myself. I really think I'll probably be here until I drop over off my twig.